Before the world told you who you needed to be, there was a version of you that didn't need to prove anything. This Christmas, in the house that I grew up in, I'm going to remind you who that was. Let's get into it. Well, here we all are. Welcome back to another video. I enjoy Christmas a lot because it reminds me of when I was a kid. It reminds me of that childhood innocence that I used to have. How good it felt to just feel free, to feel like I didn't have any obligations. I didn't have any obligations to work or to have a career or some preconceived notion of who I am or who I should be or who I need to be. There was none of that going on when we were children. No one had quite told us yet when we were in these formative years who we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to spend our time. We were just free to explore ourselves, to be ourselves, to be funny, to be silly, to be goofy, to be innocent, to be vulnerable, to feel things, to feel all of the emotions for what seems like the first time in our lives. We're starting to feel emotions. And I know that for so many of us, we've lost that inner child within us that allowed us to feel free, to feel abundant, to feel like the world was ours to conquer. And so in this time that is around Christmas, for me it is not so much a religious experience anymore. Although it can be, and I'm not saying that it shouldn't be. And whatever your traditions are, I honor that. And I honor you for honoring those. But for me, it's about coming back to who I was and who I really am before the world told me who I was supposed to be, who I needed to be, the responsibilities I needed to have. And so I just want to invite all of you guys, as you're hopefully spending this time with your families, and hopefully you're spending this time with your parents who raised you. But if you're not, whoever you're spending it with, it doesn't matter so much as it does the energy that you allow yourselves to feel at this time of year. Let it remind you of who you used to be. Let it remind you of what life is really all about, which is creativity, which is discovery, which is truly being and expressing our authentic selves every moment that we can to the best of our ability, that we could do it in that moment. We're meant to be ourselves, and when we were kids, we were ourselves, effortlessly, unconditionally. We didn't care until people told us and taught us that we need to care what other people think of us, how other people view us. At first, we didn't care. We could care less what other people thought of us. We were doing silly things. We were playing different games with each other. We had imaginary friends. We had imaginary little battles with each other, whatever it might be. There was so much child expression when we were young. And so I just want to invite you guys to experience that again in your lives, not just on Christmas, but let this be the catalyst. Let this be the time that allows you and reminds yourself of who you actually are and who you were before the world told you to be someone else. And the world didn't break you. It just trained you. It trained you into believing that you're somebody that you're not. It trained you into believing that you need to prove yourself to the world, that you need to accomplish things outside of you in order to validate your right and birthright to exist, to live. And that comes from a lot of the training of our parents, our teachers, our education systems that cause us to and trick us to feel like we need to go out and accomplish so many different things and go out and become something in order to be worthy and deserving of the things that we want in life. And my message to you today is that you don't need to go out there to find yourself and to prove yourself and to discover yourself. If you just allow that child to come back alive when you were a little kid, and those moments that you felt so expressive and free, that's who you actually are. And the more that you continue to do that, you're just going to naturally be expressing yourself. And then things will start naturally coming to you because you don't need to dig yourself up out of the ground. All you need to do is take off the masks that you've been wearing and that you've been trained into thinking is who you actually are or who you actually should be. Because as you are, you're not born perfect, are you? That's what they say. But we are born perfect. We're unconditionally perfect beings. That doesn't mean that we don't learn and that we don't make mistakes, but it does mean that we are perfectly ourselves when we allow ourselves to be perfectly ourselves. You know, most people aren't broken. They are just overtrained into thinking that they need to be somebody who they're not. And that could be a multitude of things depending on what career you're in, depending on what culture you're in, depending on what family and town and city and part of the world that you grow up in. But I'm here to tell you it's not something hard to do. It's not something that is inherently difficult to do, to be yourself. It's just an uncovering. You're already yourself. You're already who you are. If you would just take off the mask that you think is who you should be. Truly, it's that simple. And I remind myself of this a lot lately because we overcomplicate things as humans. We think it needs to be some complex equation that is going to allow us to live the lives of our dreams, to be the person that we've always known in our mind's eye, that we've imagined ourselves to be, that we've always known is us. And that's what we always wanted to be. The fact that we can even imagine that in our minds means that we already are it. So don't go out there trying to create yourself. Don't go out there trying to achieve things outside of you, accolades, trophies, awards, recognition. You don't need those things. All you need is to allow yourself. You literally just allow yourself to be yourself. And then everything starts coming because everything's going to match that frequency. If you're truly allowing yourself to be authentic and express yourself authentically, the world is just a mirror. It will reflect back to you what you are putting out, because what you put out is what you get back. And that's literally just physics. It's all that it is. So I just invite you to soften up on yourselves, to lighten up on yourselves as we come into this new year. And in this time of being in the Christmas spirit and being with our families, that can bring up a lot of nostalgic memories of who we used to be and the things we used to do and the friends we used to have and the memories we used to share. Let that remind you of who you actually are. And when you think and remember these memories that make you feel so good, that light you up, that bring that like good nostalgic feeling within you, hold on to that energy, because that energy is you, and it is absolutely your birthright to experience and express that energy that Christmas time can bring up within all of us, to express that absolutely naturally and absolutely always. And I think the dogs agree. What a nice little ring of the bell to clarify that point. So thank you for hearing that, and I hope that sinks in within you. The next chapter for humanity is remembering who we really are, not going out there outside of ourselves to become something that we're not. Because that's truly what happens. When we seek outside of ourselves for who we are, we become something that we're not. And that's the irony. But when we seek within ourselves for who we are, that's when we always discover who we actually are. It's not so complicated. So this new year that we're going into, there's a huge collective shift coming, and it's already happening, and I know you guys can feel it. Especially if you're watching my videos, I know you can feel it. And it's an amazing thing, and it's something we need to be prepared for, because it's going to seem like it's getting more and more chaotic, and it probably will be. But to be grounded in that chaos is going to be so important for our evolution as a species, but more importantly, as an individual. Because we're not entering a phase that requires perfection. We're entering a phase that rewards authenticity. We are going to start truly being rewarded for expressing ourselves authentically and not putting on the masks of corporate, the masks of being a parent only, the masks of being teachers or how-to gurus or anything like that. We're going to be rewarded for being authentic, guys. There is going to be an energetic reward that will ripple out into massive abundance for all of us if we would simply allow ourselves to receive the energies of our true authentic selves and express them unapologetically, unconditionally, not caring what other people think of us. The systems that we see that are falling apart all around us, they were built on forgetting who we really are as a soul, as a people, as a species, as the pieces of God and the pieces of the universe and the pieces of unconditional love that we all are. That's why everything is crashing down right now, because it has to be built back up, and we got to build it back up from where we are now. And we do that the best, and we do that the most powerfully by simply allowing ourselves to be who we were as children, to be as free and authentic and expressive as we were as children. The future of the world doesn't need a better version of you. It just needs you. It just needs you, who you actually are, who you truly are, that child, that free, expressive person that you are. That's what the world needs more than anything else right now. Authenticity. So guys, I hope this helps you. I hope this touches you. Thank you for being a part of this movement. Be good to yourselves. Be graceful to yourselves. And as we're going into this new year, there are some amazing, amazing times ahead. And just remember, before the world told you who you were supposed to be and who you were, there was you. And you're still here. Merry Christmas.